Hello friends, today's question. A body of mass 1 kg initially at rest explodes and breaks into 3 fragments of masses in the ratio 1:1:3. The two pieces of equal mass fly off perpendicular to each other with a speed of 30 meters per second. What is the velocity of heavier fragment? So we have 3 fragments from a 1 kg mass. So it is given that mass of the body is given as 1 kg, and we assume let the 3 masses be m1, m2 and m3. So we can say let the fragment masses, the fragments have mass, let the 3 fragments rather have mass m1, m2 and m3. Therefore its ratio is given as 1:1:3. So from here we can say that our m1 will be equal to 1 upon 1 plus 1 plus 3, that is equal to 1 upon 5 kg. m2 will be also equal to 1 plus 1 plus 3, which is equal to 1 upon 5, and m3 is the heavier one, that is 3 upon 1 plus 1 plus 3, that will equal to 3 by 5 kg. Now as there is no external force, so we can use the conservation of momentum. We can say as external force is equal to 0, therefore conservation of momentum, so which basically means initial momentum is equal to final momentum, means initial momentum let us denote that as pi is equal to final momentum, and let us denote it as pf, and it is said that initially the body is at rest. You can say as initially the body is rest, pi is equal to 0. As the body initially is at rest, therefore pi is equal to 0. So let us find out the individual momentum of m1, m2 and m3, and then we can use the equation that is pi is equal to 0. So we say the final momentum of m1, let it be p1, and which can be written as mass into velocity, that is m1 into v, let us call that v1. So we already know mass is 1 by 5, so we can write it as 1 over 5, and its velocity is given as 30, so this comes as 6. Similarly, we can use final momentum of m2, let us call this p2, which will equal to m2 multiplied by v2, and this will be once again equal to 1 upon 5, and v2 is also 30, this will be also coming up to 6. Now it is given that the equal masses fly perpendicular to each other. From here we can say that mass m1 and m2 are perpendicular to each other. So we can find out its resultant. So let us suppose P is the resultant. So P will be equal to P1 plus P2 and its square and its square root. So substituting value, this will be 6 square, and this will be coming equal to as 6 square root of 2. This is the resultant of P1 and P2. We can say resultant of P1 and P2. And we have said that our final momentum is PF. So you can say as final momentum is equal to PF, which can be equated as P1 plus P2 plus P3. And it is also said that initial momentum is equal to 0, but by the conservation of momentum, Pi is equal to Pf. So from here we can say that our Pf is equal to 0. Substituted here, we get this as 0, and we can say the magnitude of P3 will be equal to P1 plus P2, its magnitude, which is, now P3 gives us mass is our 3 by 5. Let us suppose velocity is V3 will be equal to, we already know the magnitude of P1 plus P2, we already calculated it. So we get this as square root of 6 multiplied by 2. So from here we can say that V3 will be equal to, this goes by 2, so 5 to the 10 root 2 meter per second. So this is the velocity of the heavier fragment. This is the velocity of heavier fragment. So this completes the question. Thank you.